Hello, Yang Gang. This is Man. I'm out here on a balcony of my two boys' apartment. I can find the good lighting and mic. At least let me see if I can find the good light. There you go. I think that's good position right there. My arms a little tired though. Anyway, I want to try to finish up that part two on is Andrew Yang, student of Sun Tzu. What if you say no? Okay. Okay, that's good. And few of you say, okay, yeah, we could see that. Well, today I want to talk about Amy first. Amy Klobuchar. Okay, let me just call her Amy, and then let me call Pete. Pete. Okay, so Amy directly attacked Pete on his experience. She touted her experience and attacked Pete's inexperience, right? And everybody gave her a lot of credit for being assertive and that she won the debate and things like that. But I personally think that punching up like that, directly like that, is more of a temporary victory. I mean, Kamala Harris, she punched up to Biden, right? The first debate, and she got boosted up. It was temporary. And Tulsi attacked Kamala, and she got a little boost, but also that was temporary. People who saying that Andrew Yang need to be more assertive, direct, on his attacks, I disagree.
Be extremely subtle, even to the point of formlessness. Be extremely mysterious, even to the point of soundlessness. Thereby, you can be the director of the opponent's fate. Sun Tzu.
Our campaign is growing all the time because we are laser focused on solving the real problems that got Donald Trump elected in the first place. I spent 7 years helping create thousands of jobs in Detroit, Baltimore, New Orleans, and other cities, serving as an ambassador of entrepreneurship under President Obama. And I saw firsthand what many of you already know. Our country is falling apart. Our senior citizens are working until the day they die. Our kids are addicted to smartphones or drugs. We're seeing record high levels of depression, suicides, overdoses. Our companies are recording record profits while our people are literally dying younger. Our way of life is changing faster than ever, and the simple fact is this: our politicians in DC succeed whether we, the people, succeed or fail. Washington, D.C. today is the richest city in our country. What do they produce? Bad decisions?
I'm back inside. I had to wait till all the kids went to sleep. My kids, because I got interrupted. We had to go do something. So anyway, I'm gonna talk low like this. I hope this doesn't sound like an ASMR video. Anyway, you gotta give credit to Amy for doing this subtle attack on Andrew Yang and Tom Steyer. When she attacked Pete about his inexperience, she also was attacking that Andrew Yang and Tom Steyer had no political experience at all, right? In a subtle way. So Andrew Yang had to do something about that, and he did. Basically, he was saying, so what? So what if you had a lot of experience? The more experience you had, prove that more you didn't do. Whether you succeed or fail, you're going to reap the benefit as Pete pointed out, everyone on that stage was millionaires and billionaires. Now, Andrew Yang and Tom Steyer did not make that million through being a politician, right? So, while the rest of the country is suffering, politician is making out just fine. That's what Andrew Yang was pointing out. At Washington, D.C., he's doing just fine, right? And Trump proved that people are fed up with politicians, experienced politicians, those who are touting that they're experienced. Yeah. So I think this will last longer to me. It's not a direct attack, but it was a subtle one, and it worked for Trump. So why not for Andrew Yang?
Know thyself, know thy enemy. 8,000 battles, 8,000 victories. Sun Tzu.
I want to switch topics to you, Mr. Yang. A new question. The Democratic Party relies on Black, Hispanic, and Asian voters, but you are the only candidate of color on the stage tonight, and the entire field remains overwhelmingly white. What message do you think this sends to voters of color?
It's both an honor and disappointment to be the lone candidate of color on the stage tonight. I miss Kamala, I miss Corey, though I think Corey will be back. I grew up the son of immigrants, and I had many racial epithets used against me as a kid. But Black and Latinos have something much more powerful working against them than words. They have numbers. The average net worth of a Black household is only 10% that of a white household. For Latinos, it's 12%. If you're a Black woman, you're 320% more likely to die from complications in childbirth. These are the numbers that define race in our country. And the question is, why am I the lone candidate of color on this stage? Fewer than 5% of Americans donate to political campaigns. You know what you need to donate to political campaigns? Disposable income. The way we fix this is we take Martin Luther King's message of a guaranteed minimum income, a freedom dividend of $1,000 a month for all Americans. I guarantee if we had a freedom dividend of $1,000 a month, I would not be the only candidate of color on this stage tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Yang. Senator Sanders.
I already covered this, know thyself, know thy enemy, 1,000 battles, 1,000 victories. I probably made 2 videos about it. But on my previous video, I indicated how Andrew Yang took this quote to the next level, right? He understands his foes, his friends, his family, himself, to the next level where compassion overrides his need for victory. So I'll put that link up here. Let's go to the next video where Andrew Yang shows some compassion.
Regard your soldiers as your children, and they will follow you into deepest valleys. Look on them as your own beloved sons, and they will stand by you even unto death. Sun Tzu.
Switching gears here, Mr. Steyer, earlier this year in Iowa, I met a father, Bill Stumpf, and his son Kyle in Dubuque. Kyle is a remarkable young adult with significant disabilities, and though he's been employed for about 5 years at a local pizza parlor, the future is very uncertain for his family. Bill worries that there aren't enough jobs, living facilities, social programs designed to meet the needs of his son. So I'm wondering, as president, are there specific steps that you would take to help people like Kyle become more integrated into the workforce and into their local communities?
Look, the United States has made a commitment to treat everybody equally. by and for the people, that serves Americans, including Americans with disabilities, we're going to have to take that back.
Thank
I have
you.
a son
Thank you.
with
Mr.
special
Yang,
needs.
I didn't hear a specific answer from Mr. Steyer. Can you outline specific steps that the government should take to help integrate these young people into the workforce and into their local communities?
I would love it. I have a son with special needs. And to me, special needs is the new normal in this country. How many of you all have a family member or a friend or a neighbor with special needs or autism? If you look around, most hands went up. The fact is, right now, we have to do more for Kyle. Special needs children are going to become special needs adults in many cases. And here's the challenge. We go to employers and say, hey, this special needs person can be a contributor in your workplace, which may be correct, but that's not the point. We have to stop confusing economic value and human value. We have to be able to say to our kids and Kyle that you have intrinsic value because you're an American and you're a human being. We're going to put a freedom dividend of $1,000 a month in everyone's hands, which is going to help families around the country adapt. And then we're going to take this burden off of the communities and off of the schools who do not have the resources to support kids like my son and make it a federal priority, not a local one, so they're not robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Thank you, Mr. Yang. We have to move on.
So, who is more genuine, do you think? Tom Steyer or Andrew Yang? Regarding Kyle as their son, who will treat Kyle as their son more? Andrew Yang or anyone on that stage? I'm a Yang gang, of course, so I'm going to say Andrew Yang. But I think that's why Yang Gang is so passionate about Andrew, because Yang Yang knows that Andrew Yang, well, I'm a lot older than Andrew Yang, but think of us as his sons, right? And I think that's why he got a lot of young followers for Andrew Yang. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. Sun Tzu.
Is there someone else among these candidates that you have two options? One, a candidate from whom you would ask forgiveness for something maybe that was said tonight, or a candidate to whom you would like to give a gift? And I'm going to start with you, Mr. Yang.
Wow. Thank you. Gosh.
We could do a labor action and just all go on strike on this one, Andrew.
I don't think I have much to ask forgiveness for. You all can correct me on this. In terms of a gift, Elizabeth has done me the honor of starting to read my book.
Yes.
I would love to give each of you a copy of my book. It's about...
I thought that was a really horrible question. Not relevant at all to picking out our leaders, to determine whether our leader has capacity to answer that question or not. I call it a chaotic question. Just threw Andrew Yang off the loop, right? I saw his face and he was panicking, and I was concerned for him at the immediate time when I saw his face. Just froze. But thankfully to Elizabeth Warren of all people, he recovered and he used that book, So on top of that, he actually got Amazon to sold out all his books next day. So in midst of chaos, Andrew Yang found some opportunity. Leadership is a matter of intelligence, trustworthiness, humaneness, courage, and sternness. Sun Tzu.
Mr. Yang, 45 seconds on the issue of nuclear energy.
On nuclear power, I agree with the research. We need to have everything on the table in a crisis situation, which this is. Other countries have had success with nuclear power, and the next generation thorium reactors have a wealth of potential. Thorium is not radioactive the way uranium is. It doesn't last as long, and you can't make a weapon out of it.
It took some courage for engineering to say that nuclear power reactor has to be on the table. It took some intelligence too. And we already discussed his humanity, but now you could really trust him because he's not concerned about politics here. If he's concerned about politics, he will try to avoid that nuclear talk. But I know it probably was a little trap question from PBS. Tom Steyer already, did a fear mongering of nuclear power. But nuclear power, especially thorium-based nuclear power, need to be on the table. Wind and solar power is not enough from current technology and knowledge. So Andrew Yang is only one who is able to understand those type of advanced technology in that whole podium. Anyway, these are my thoughts. I just want to leave you with the last Sun Tzu's quote that I think applies to our future leader, Andrew Yang. Till next time, I'm out. The general who advances without coveting fame and retreats without fearing disgrace, whose only thought is to protect his country and do good service for his sovereign, is the jewel of the kingdom. Sun Tzu.